What's up everybody, welcome back to the garage. I had a comment from somebody wanting me to revisit this machine, and I was going to do that anyways around the 1 year mark, which would be next month, June, but I figured we're close enough, so I might as well go ahead and do it now. Been using this pretty much exclusively since Simder sent it to me, and I've had really no issues with it. I had a feed issue that I tracked down to the contact tips I was using. They were just a little tight, so that was causing some feed issues with some .035 wire. Switched out the tips, not a big deal. I have been using this a lot lately with .030 wire, and I really like its performance there. I did get a chance to run this quite a bit on 220 now that I did that upgrade in the garage here over the winter, and it is really a fantastic machine on 220. It's hard to beat the performance you can get out of this at its price point, and it's auto switching, so I can go from 220 to 110 without having to remember to switch any switches or anything to make that change. It automatically senses that, and you don't have to do anything. The only setting you do have to change on this would be if you want to go from flux core to stick welding, or if you want to go to a different wire size. So it starts out in .030 wire. You have to hit a button to get it to .035 wire because the machine does a little internal math to adjust the way that it works. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to this machine. This dial over here is your output power, and then this kind of changes your feed speed and lets you fine tune things here. So you set your main power setting on this knob, and you will fine tune with the one to the machine's left if you're looking at the front. You will notice that I do have an aftermarket cover on the lead here. That's no fault of the machine. It's just I got it caught up on something, got a tear in it, and decided to cover it with this denim cover. Not a big deal. I also had somebody comment about why I'm using this nozzle on this machine with flux wire. So first I explained that it's flux core only, so it doesn't really matter about the gas ports because there aren't any. But also this is what came with the machine, and I've just used it. I haven't had a problem with it. There's some comments about stick out and things like that, and it just hasn't been an issue for me, so I've left this on there. I do clean out the end here once in a while just to get some of the stuff off of it. And to be quite honest, in tight corners, it is nice to be able to stick this way in there and not worry about grounding out your tip on the metal. So I've just left it on. It works fine for me. Don't really see a need to change it on this machine. And of course, this does come with stick welding leads as well. I don't stick weld that often, but I have used it. It performs fine as long as you are decent at stick welding. So there's a lot to offer in this little package, and really not a whole lot to worry yourself with when you go to use it. Just kind of turn it on, dial in your setting, and away you go. Still a great price on this machine. I think at the time of recording this video, it's around like $130. There may be a coupon on top of that, but it's been floating around that $130 mark. So I definitely recommend this over like the Harbor Freight Titanium 125. It's a way better value. You get more options and more power. You also have that 220 option. So if I was to make a couple complaints about the machine itself, it'd be just the length of the leads, which is pretty common with machines in this price point and category. But they work. I've had no issues with them. Even the ground clamp, I mean, it's held up fine and still has a ton of grip on it, so no issues there. So other than the length, that's really about it. Still highly recommend this machine. Produces great welds as long as you know what you're doing. And it's a great machine to learn on because it is so simple. So check it out. Link will be in the description below, as well as the link to the first video that I did on this when I got it. And we'll see you next time.